Oh, hi there. Totally didn't literally just look at the camera. I bet you're wondering why I'm here. Well, today I am taking a look at Best of Looney Tunes. Aw, yeah. Okay, so there's a bit of a story to this one. I love Looney Tunes. Like, love Looney Tunes. However, I've always wanted a way to watch them casually, without needing like to get DVDs and stuff. I know more recently they were all put on Tubi, which means I could just start reviewing them if I wanted to. But before then, my best option was a such site called Fawsome, and with it came a Best of Looney Tunes, which featured 15 Looney Tunes cartoons. I know, given that they made like roughly 1,000 during the OG production, that's a little skimpy, but still, 15 great Looney Tunes cartoons. It's not going to be real cartoons, is it? Let's get started. 1. A Day at the Zoo. A series of jokes about zoo animals. Alrighty, now that we're in the reviewer position, I can now properly talk about this episode, and it is a 3 out of 5. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this one's kind of just there. I have nothing to say. Literally, the whole point of the cartoon is just jokes about zoos, but the zoo jokes weren't not funny. Middle of the road episode. I have nothing to say. Already wasted one of your spots for literally the best of Looney Tunes. 2. Farm Frolics, a series of jokes about farm life. The cat and mouse having like seeming like they had a friendship, but turns out the cat is just, I guess, toxic or I guess way too loving. Was a little funny. Bad episode though, 1 out of 5. Once again, it's just a series of jokes about one topic, but this time I thought it was even more drawn out and not funny. So just my videos then. 3. Fish and Caddy. Cat tries to get fish. 3 out of 5. Easily the best one so far, although still not good. I think this is the time to talk about just how terrible of a streaming site Fawsome is. I have no idea if it's just with this, but I am confident they wouldn't just randomly do it to this. But Fawsome, I had such a bad time with Fawsome, guys. I seriously could not. I could seriously not recommend it so all day long. It is just the worst. I remember when even trying to watch A Day at the Zoo, which was the first episode, I had so many problems because it was just so glitchy. In fact, you know what? No, actually try to watch these things and try to get through Fawsome. Admittedly, towards the middle to end, I started to get more of the hang of things, but man, especially at the beginning, I had such a bad time with the site. And they also like cut off like a lot of the episodes cut off before a real conclusion, so they kind of just this one especially for example, it just ends. And it's really, really bad, and it makes the cartoon just infinitely worse. Which is why if I ever do get around to reviewing Looney Tunes, if they're on Tubi, I'm honestly just going to straight up re-review them because I highly doubt the versions of the low-budget looking versions that are on this are really the best way to watch this. Fire cheese. No, that's not like some sort of misspelling. It's really called that. There's no jokes about cheese though, so like, why? A guy named Gabby acts like a firefighter. 1 out of 5. Gabby is extremely annoying, and that's all I'm gonna say about this one because I do not care enough. I simply just don't care. 5. Phony fables. Famous fables get parodied. This is like that farm one where it's 1 out of 5 because it's just really unfunny. Admittedly, the Sleeping Beauty joke towards the beginning was funny, and They have a joke about saving iron, which is like a World War II reference. But I guess the reference makes sense considering, this was probably made during the time of World War II, this cartoon. So that's a fun little fact. But other than that, this is pretty boring. 6. Fox Pop. A fox tries desperately to become silver, only to realize the consequences. 3 out of 5. Honestly, even in this low budget, objectively worse way to watch these cartoons, I genuinely find this one to be the best one. To be like, I almost give it a 4, but that imply I'd actually want to rewatch it, and I am just not rewatching anything on freaking Fawsome. Anyway, meh. So unfortunately, dude, I will agree it starts off kind of slow. But Torb, man, it really does pick up, and it makes it it made it more tolerable to sit through some of the problems on Fawsome, because it does help that, especially at this point, I kind of just got used to it. So yeah, this is don't much to say actually. This was very close to being a 4. I honestly recommend just trying to go find a way to watch a better version of this one. And I think once I do, I will give this one more of the credit it deserves. 7. Gold Rush Rays. A Western humanoid dog tries to find gold. 3 out of 5. Perfectly watchable. 8. Hair-brained barbers. The Stooges become barbers. That's right, Stooges. 3 Stooges. Stooges of 3. Yep, we're doing this. Jeez. I don't even want to explain why this doesn't work. Like, yeah, sure, it's the animated Stooge series, like the one that was made, like it's the animated one, but that doesn't change anything. Like, you're still showing 3 Stooges in a best of Looney Tunes. That's just dumb. Cartoon's not even that good. It's a 3 out of 5, most watchable thing on the planet, but not anything I'd ever go back to. People randomly cutting this poor girl's hair was honestly the only bit in this episode that made me feel anything. 9. A Pantry Panic. Woody tries to survive the cold. By Woody, I mean Woody Woodpecker, because even though he's a universal character, who even freaking care? Okay, so this is just low budget, so they clearly do not actually care about this. So, whatever. To be fair, though, I'll give this a 3 out of 5. Everything I said about Fox Pop carries over here. I haven't seen a ton of Woody Woodpecker in my life, but especially given how, again, I feel like I would have actually given this a good rating if it wasn't on Fawsome. Then I think it just shows how well made some of Woody's cartoons can be, and how I hopefully wish to watch more of them in my lifetime. I do have a Woody Woodpecker DVD that I got, but unfortunately have not had the time to watch. So hopefully one day I actually do get around to watching those, and maybe I'll start to really like Woody as a character more. Who knows? 10. Pigs in a Polka. It's the Three Little Pigs story. Admittedly, the idea of kind of making like a Fantasia version of the Three Little Pigs is fun. However, problem is that due to that like the sound for this one was just so bad, made me give it a 1. It was such a bad, it was just bad, not a good time. Cannot recommend. Probably the most blatant example of Fawsome ruining an episode. Also, the sound for one of the birds was clearly changed to, and it is so off-putting. 11. Quack-a-doodle-doo. A chicken lays a giant bird named Huey. Honestly, 2 out of 5. This is mediocre. I just felt bad for Huey the whole time. He's clearly not all there in the head, and he gets made fun of. The parts with him and the fox were a little alright until they got dragged out, despite only being in like the second half of the thing. I just can't recommend this one. It's not good. It's mediocre, as a matter of fact. 12. Sport Champions. Series of sports jokes. 1 out of 5. We get it. These types of episodes are unfortunately not funny. Nothing more to add. 13. The Friendly Ghost. A ghost named Casper wants to make friends. Okay, so Casper the Friendly Ghost now, whatever. 1 out of 5. I honestly never really liked Casper the Friendly Ghost that much, despite me loving old school animation, so admittedly was never going to have a chance of really liking this one. 14. A Littlest Martian. Two kids trick the Stooges into thinking Mars is taking over. 2 out of 5. Mediocre. Do you guys even care? Because I don't. And 15 is Wolf Wolf. Mighty Mouse saves a lamb from wolves. Mighty Mouse also is not even a Looney Tunes character, and honestly, it was bad. 1. So there we go. No, nothing good. I guess I can run through the list. For the ones at the very bottom, we have Fire Cheese, purely because Gabby is just so annoying. Then afterward, we have Wolf Wolf, Phony Fables, Farm Frolics, Sport Champions, The Friendly Ghost, and Pigs in a Polka. For the 2 out of 5s, we have The Littlest Martian and Quackadoodle Doo. And then for the 6 3 out of 5s, we have Harebrained Barbers, Day at the Zoo, Fish and Caddy, Gold Rush Rays, Fox Pop, and Pantry Panic. Those top two, especially, I think, are I probably maybe should have given a 4, but again, Fawsome's is such a horrible streaming site that I just do not even. As I feel like giving them a 4 may not encourage you watch them, and if anything, watch them and honestly all these cartoons on a better streaming service. Because man, once again, as per usual, I do apologize for taking so long on this. Again, though, hopefully, given how much I've been bitching about Fawsome, I hope it's been made clear that I genuinely hate that streaming site. So it really demotivated me. So 80% me being lazy and 20% Fawsome being a horrible streaming service. Hopefully, next time with American Dad, I won't have as bad of a time. And yeah, honestly, I'll admit I originally made this video as a joke, or at least thought of doing this as a joke. Like, oh, wouldn't this be funny? But no, honestly, now that it's all said and done, I feel like I'm the one who got made fun of for even thinking this was a funny idea in the first place. So joke's on Z-Man. That's all, folks.